You see, Disney, you could have had this. Now look at you. Project Hail Mary had a phenomenal opening weekend at the box office, grossing $140.9 million worldwide. It's far and away the largest debut of the year and is the biggest start ever for an Amazon MGM film. I can't believe I'm saying those two words together, but here we are. This is the world we live in, and is ultimately a huge win for Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, two filmmakers who I absolutely adore, whether they're writing and directing or they're producing. Shout out to the Spider-Verse films, of course. But that begs the question, is this film good? The short answer is yeah, it's really good. I might be in the minority when I say that I liked it just fine, which is the same feelings I had for the book when I read it. Nevertheless, I am so happy to see Phil Lord and Christopher Miller direct after almost 12 years of writing, producing, making, and not making a Han Solo film, which to me is always one of the great big what ifs and missed opportunities. I think cinema in general. Imagine just like the butterfly effect a Phil Lord and Christopher Miller Han Solo film would have had, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the movie that these guys actually made. Project Hail Mary follows middle school science teacher Rylan Grace as he wakes up in space with no recollection of how he got there, and he meets a rock monster along the way. So I read the book by Andy Weir. It does a great job in explaining the high concept science stuff, and Grace is the perfect vessel to explain all of that, with him being a middle school science teacher. It's his job to dumb things down for kids. It's a very loyal adaptation of the book, and I really appreciate how it follows the book's non-linear structure almost completely. Things inevitably get simplified and changed for movie purposes, so I'm not too annoyed by the changes they make here, and I love Lord and Miller's style, whether we're talking the Jump Street movies or the Lego movie, the latter of which to me really shows that although Lord and Miller are comedy first, they have a very good an ability to find an emotional through line in any kind of movie. I really like Ryan Gosling, and he's the perfect Rylan Grace here, someone who has this Nathan Drake-like ability to talk to himself without coming off as unnecessary or weird.
Great. Power's out and the girl's trapped. I swear to God, if there's a zombie around the next corner.
He's just a natural yapper for the love of the game, and I appreciate that. Apart from Sandra Hüller, who I think is really great, the supporting cast doesn't get a ton of screen time, which is also the case in the book. I'm also surprised that Hüller's Strat is a lot more kind and more pleasant, nicer than how I remember her in the book. I guess karaoke is the perfect way to humanize your characters. It also makes sense that the supporting cast doesn't get a ton of focus here because, for one, Grace doesn't have anyone to care for apart from his students, whereas the other crew members aboard the Hail Mary have close family and spousal relationships. Grace knows this and wonders for what and for whom he's doing this mission, and that answer comes in the form of Rocky. Ever since this movie got announced, I kept hearing about this huge twist in the book, and I guess that the twist here is that Grace encounters another life form on the same kind of planet-saving mission in the form of Rocky. And look, props to the readers who got to read the book without prior knowledge of Rocky, but I myself was not so fortunate, and nor did I really think that Rocky's inclusion was really a twist per se. But unless you really care about going into a movie or a book completely blind, then I guess it is a twist. I mean, the book's synopsis alludes to the fact that Grace might not be alone in his journey. I don't know, maybe it's a new synopsis on the paperback I bought. I don't know. MGM and Sony did absolutely nothing to preserve it, as Rocky is front and center in the film's marketing alongside Gosling. I mean, look at his little plush toy. And honestly, can you blame them for it? From a marketing standpoint, you gotta include Rocky. And the inclusion of Rocky is, for me, where the film really shines. He's funny and likable, and his dynamic with Grace really ties the movie together. Their friendship is indeed the movie's main emotional core. You buy the fact that they immediately become chummy and friendly with each other. It's just a phenomenal dynamic, which makes sense given Lord and Miller's previous work. Still waiting for that third Jump Street movie. And Rocky looks great too. The puppetry and computer effects here are top notch, not just for Rocky himself, but the entire film. This is the best looking space film I've seen in a very long time, probably since Alien Covenant, and maybe even better than that. Huge props as always to cinematographer Greg Fraser and his work here. The movie just simply looks great. I know the film wasn't filmed in IMAX and rather filmed for IMAX, and there is a true distinction to that, but his work here, I love his choice to give the space scenes a grainy, vibrant, operatic look, whereas the scenes taking place on Earth, where the sun is literally dimming, looks like they're shot for an MCU film. No wonder they don't want Lord and Miller for their Han Solo movie. Okay, that's the last time, I promise. All that to say, while there is a lot to like on its own, I found myself liking Project Hail Mary just fine. And it makes sense that these reactions are so positive since it opened early in its premium formats like 70mm IMAX, which means that the very first screenings of this movie were in its grandest and best format. And the movie is really good. I liked it, just not as much as I wanted to. The third/fourth acts felt a little long in the tooth, which is the same way I felt about the book's final act, though I prefer the ending here than how it was handled in the book. And while I do like Lord and Miller's style, their comedy can undercut the movie's more serious and somber moments. I think The Martian, which is another Andy Weir book turned film, also written by Drew Goddard, had a slightly better handle on the more scientific aspects of things and how it directly impacts the plot and how it progresses that story. Project Hail Mary, though, is purposely more fantastical than The Martian, but again, the insistence on getting the science factually right can sometimes clash with certain story beats. At the end of the day, though, it's a good movie. It's still great to see a non-franchise sci-fi blockbuster that looks and sounds amazing and is made by filmmakers that have an actual vision. It's even better that this movie is actually making money. And yeah, that's really all I have. I really enjoyed the movie. Very happy for its success. I also watched Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, and really enjoyed that movie as well. I'm always gonna love what Radio Silence does, and Samara Weaving is phenomenal alongside Catherine Newton. And shout out to my guy Jack Abbott from The Pit for being an absolute menace in that movie. I didn't like it as much as the first movie, but it's all good. Really great sequel to a movie that didn't need a sequel. So I wish I could say the same about Scream 7, but here we are. And yeah, that does it for me today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Project Hail Mary, how you watched the movie. Did you watch it in normal cinemas? Were you able to catch it on IMAX or 70mm IMAX? I myself saw it in Cinemark Screen X for the first time, and I probably chose the worst seats imaginable. I sit on the side, so that wasn't a really good experience, but hey, you know, you live and you learn. Again, thanks so much for your time, and take care. Have a good one.
Who is Grace talking to? Question.
There's no way you can hear me right now.
Can hear. Who are you talking to?
You can hear this.
Yes, Grace say you can hear this.
What about this?
Yes.
Oh my